New York City is inching closer to phase 2 of reopening, which includes offices. Companies must follow strict guidelines. But what if employees don't want to have their temperature taken or physically go back to their employer's building? CBS 2's Alice Gaynor has more on workers' rights.
Many people are over working from home, ready to return to the office.
I'm actually excited. I live alone, so it's pretty boring.
But what about those who don't want to?
Fear is not an excuse for failing to return to work.
Helen Rella is an employment attorney. She says if you don't come in and are asked to, you could be fired. But
if you have an underlying medical condition, you could ask your employer for an accommodation.
As for commuting, some employers are asking workers to skip mass transit for now.
You can't mandate how people come and go from the office when they're not actually performing services.
Before the pandemic, she says being asked to have your temperature taken at work was considered an impermissible medical test. But now the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission is allowing it. So if you refuse,
the employer could tell that employee that they can't come into the office.
And what about employees who are being told to work from home for the foreseeable future?
This is something that an employee could certainly discuss with their employer, but generally speaking, there is no requirement that the employer reimbursed its employees for costs associated with working from home.
We spoke to people who work at various companies. They all told us their employers seem to be doing their best to make people feel at ease.
It's going to include things like covering cell phone charges, maybe home internet charges, things like that.
Phone calls, video calls, to let us know how they're gonna reopening.
Can help us with like mental health and advice on dealing with children if you have at home. So I think I'm really lucky.
Rella's best advice is for the employee and employer to have interactive discussions. It's been a highly unusual situation for companies now learning as they go. And no one wants an unhappy or sick workforce while trying to get the economy going again. Alice Gaynor, CBS 2 News.
When it comes to child care, federal law requires certain employers to give paid leave at a reduced rate to primary caretakers when a school is closed or a child care provider is unavailable due to COVID-19.